Hey there, and welcome back to English Revived, the podcast that helps you speak English with confidence, calm, and clarity. I'm your host, Eli, your friend and your daily English partner. Today's topic is one of the most powerful ideas in language learning and one of the hardest for many learners to master. We're talking about how to think in English, how to stop translating from your native language, and how to make English feel natural in your mind. This one skill changes everything. Once you can think directly in English, you speak faster, understand better, and sound more natural without memorizing or forcing yourself. So, in this episode, I'll take you step by step through the process of rewiring your brain for English. We'll look at what's happening inside your head when you translate, how to break that habit, and practical exercises you can start today to train your brain to think naturally in English, even when you're alone. Let's begin. Section 1: Why you translate. Before we stop translating, we need to understand why we do it. When you first start learning English, your brain does what it always does. It tries to protect you. It uses your native language as a safety net. So when you hear something like, "I'm going to the store," your brain quickly searches your first language, finds the meaning, and only then returns the answer back to English. That process happens in a fraction of a second, but it's still translation. Translation is your brain's way of saying, "Let me make sure I understand this in my own words." But here's the problem. When you translate, you're not really speaking English. You're speaking your first language through English. That's why sentences sound slow, grammar feels heavy, and words disappear when you try to speak fast. To truly become fluent, we must remove the middleman, translation. You can't run fast while holding a bicycle. You have to let it go. Section 2: The feeling of thinking in English. So, what does thinking in English actually feel like? It's not about knowing every word. It's about being able to react, describe, and imagine things in English words, even simple ones. For example, imagine you're walking outside and it starts to rain. If you think in English, you won't say in your mind, "Oh, it's raining," translated from your language. You'll just see the rain and the word rain appears automatically. Thinking in English feels light, automatic, and quiet inside. There's no extra translation voice. Just English alive in your thoughts. You might not realize it, but you already think in English sometimes. When you see Wi-Fi, okay, coffee, hotel, thank you, your brain doesn't translate. It understands directly. That's what we're expanding, from words like coffee and okay to full sentences, feelings, and stories. Section 3: Step 1: Start small. Most learners fail because they try to think in English about big, complex topics, like politics, philosophy, or feelings. That's too much for your current English vocabulary, so your brain panics and runs back to translation. The solution is simple: start small. Think in English only about what you can already describe. Even if that's just, "I'm sitting," "I'm drinking water," "the weather is cold." That's enough. You're not testing your vocabulary, you're training your brain to stay in English mode. So, Throughout the day, describe simple things in English silently to yourself. Say what you see, feel, or do. The light is on. My phone is charging. I'm hungry. I need a break. This tiny habit is incredibly powerful. It's your first step toward fluency, thinking without translation. Section 4, Step 2. Speak what you think. Once you start thinking small thoughts in English, turn them into spoken words. Say them out loud or whisper softly when you're alone. Could be while cooking, walking, or cleaning. Imagine you're narrating your life like a podcast. Now I'm washing the dishes. The water feels warm. The bubbles are soft. You might feel silly at first, that's normal. But speaking what you think creates a strong bridge between your inner voice and your real voice. Connects your brain to your mouth, the key to natural speech. Every time you do this, you're building neural pathways for English. You're telling your brain, this language belongs to me. Section 5, Step 3, Shadow Real English. You already know this from our previous episode. Shadowing is the best daily habit for fluency. Here's how to use it specifically for thinking in English. Pick a podcast, a short video, or even one sentence from this episode. Play it. And repeat right after the speaker. Don't translate. Don't pause. Just echo what you hear, rhythm, tone, and speed. For example, I'm learning English every day. It's getting easier. I enjoy speaking more and more. Shadowing turns listening into thinking. You stop asking, what does this mean? And start feeling the meaning. That's what fluency really is, feeling meaning instead of calculating it. Section 6, Step 4, Use English as a tool. The more you use English for real-life things, the faster you'll stop translating. Start small. Search Google in English. Watch tutorials in English. Write your shopping list in English. Comment on videos in English. When English becomes part of your real life, your brain realizes it's not a foreign language anymore. Imagine you're learning to swim, you can't just study swimming on paper. You need water. English is the same. You need to live in it, not just learn about it. So whenever you can, replace your first language with English in apps, notes, playlists, and thoughts. Section 7, Step 5. Keep a daily voice journal. One of the best exercises to think and speak naturally is keeping a voice diary. Here's how. Every night, record yourself speaking for 1 minute. Talk about your day, what you did, what you felt, what you learned. Today I woke up early. I made breakfast. I felt a little tired, but I went for a walk. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. What matters is that you're expressing your real thoughts in English. Over time, this builds emotional connection. Your memories start existing in English words. That's a deep level of fluency most learners never reach. Section 8, Step 6. Create English triggers. Triggers are reminders that make your brain switch into English mode. For example, every time you open your phone, read one English word. Every time you drink water, say one English sentence in your mind. Every time you walk outside, describe one thing in English. The simple but powerful. These small triggers tell your brain, it's time to use English again. And when you repeat that daily, English stops being a study subject and becomes a living habit. Section 9, Step 7. Stop chasing perfection. This one's important. Many learners never think in English because they're afraid of being wrong. They want every sentence to be perfect. But here's the truth, fluency comes before perfection. Children don't think about grammar when they speak. They just talk, make mistakes, and improve. You have to give yourself the same freedom. When you think in English, mistakes are natural. They're proof that you're using the language, not memorizing it. The goal isn't to speak perfectly. It's to speak comfortably. Perfection will come later, quietly, as a side effect of consistency. Section 10, Step 8. Build thought patterns. Thinking in English becomes easier when you have ready-made patterns in your mind. For example, I like, I want to, I'm going to, I need to, I feel. Practice finishing these sentences in your head. I like quiet mornings. I want to travel more. I need to sleep early. I feel happy today. These patterns help your brain structure sentences automatically. After a while, you'll notice your mouth finishing sentences before you even plan them. That's fluency in action. Section 11, Step 9. Listen to simple English daily. Listening and thinking are deeply connected. You can't think in English if you don't hear enough English. So make English your background sound. Listen to this podcast, short YouTube lessons, or simple English stories every day. Don't worry if you don't understand 100%. Your brain is still learning. Language learning is not about understanding everything. It's about building familiarity. If you hear, I'm going to 200 times this week, your brain will start using it automatically next week. So keep English in your ears. Let it echo in your life. Section 12, Step 10. Turn thinking into speaking. At this point, you've built awareness, habits, and small thoughts in English. Now it's time to speak longer. Choose one topic each day, simple things like my morning routine, my favorite food, what I want to do this weekend, my plans for tomorrow. Then, record yourself speaking for 2 minutes about it. Start with short sentences. Then add details. Then add feelings. I wake up at 7. I make coffee. I sit near the window. The sun looks bright. I feel calm. Over time, you'll notice your sentences growing naturally. You won't have to force longer speech, it'll just happen. Section 13, Bonus. Use English to feel. Language isn't just about words. It's about emotion. The deepest way to think in English is to feel in English. When you're happy, say to yourself, I'm so glad right now. When you're angry, that really annoys me. When you're sad, I feel low today, but it'll pass. By linking English to your emotions, you make it part of your identity. You stop being someone who studies English and become someone who lives in English. That's the true transformation. Let's summarize what we learned today to stop translating and start thinking in English. 1. Understand why translation happens. 2. Start small, simple thoughts only. 3. Speak your thoughts aloud. 4. Shadow real English daily. 5. Use English for real-life activities. 6. Keep a voice journal. 7. Set English triggers in your day. 8. Stop chasing perfection. 9. Use thought patterns. 10. Listen daily to simple English. Do this consistently, and your brain will slowly stop reaching for your native language. English will become your natural way of expressing thoughts, emotions, and ideas. Remember, the goal is not to sound like a native speaker. The goal is to sound like yourself, but in English. If you practice these small steps daily, you'll notice your thoughts slowly switching languages. And when that happens, speaking English will no longer feel like effort. It'll feel like breathing. I'm Eli, and this has been English Revived. Keep listening, keep repeating, and keep thinking in English. See you in the next episode.